Hey Options Auto Trader team, in this video I'm going to walk you through the trade management rules for the Auto Trader and what the settings are. The Auto Trader will only do what you tell it to do, so let's make sure you understand what you're telling it to do. So, take profit percentage. This determines when your trade will hit a certain profit, when it should close that trade for a profit. The stop loss percentage is when it will hit that stop loss amount and when it should close to mitigate your losses. Early management refers to how early you want to close a trade before you get to a certain date, and the hedge I'll talk about in a second. All right, remember, if you ever have any questions about any of these Auto Trader settings, just click on this question mark icon and you get a nice little setting or explanation with an example right there. Now, take profit percentage. Let's say your max profit on a trade, because you brought in $1,000 in credit, your max profit is $1,000 for easy numbers. If we set 75, that means 75%. If we set 75, that means that we will close the trade once the trade reaches a $750 profit, because our max profit is $1,000, so 75% of that is $750. Stop loss percentage. This shows us when we will close a trade for a loss. So if we bring in $1,000 and we set a 300% stop loss, 300 means 300% stop loss, that means that we will close the trade once the trade gets to a $2,000 loss. Why is that? Well, because we take the $1,000 that we got as credit, we multiply it by 3, because what 300 is, we multiply it by 3, and we get to a $3,000 loss. However, we received $1,000 in credit originally, so the 3,000 minus 1,000, we have a $2,000 loss. Early management in days. This is a tasty live mechanic, where if you are 21 days or less before the trade expires, you want to close it. That means that, let's say we enter a trade at 90 days in the future. Once those 90 days dwindles down to 21 days or less, they want to close the trade. So if I put in 21 days, that means once the duration of the trade, it's 21 days before expiring or less, close the trade early automatically. Next, if you're trading a 1-1-2 strategy, you will see this setting. If you're trading any other strategy, you will not see this. But you can turn a 1-1-2 strategy into either close the entire trade once it hits your take profit percentage, or you can turn it into a PDS hedge or a ratio hedge to give you some downside protection and still make a profit. So again, something to factor in is when your stop loss gets hit, it will close the entire 1-1-2 trade. When it hits your take profit percentage, then it will turn it into a hedge. So just some updates on that. Anyways, this is very simple information. If you're trading non-defined risk trades, which would be selling puts, selling calls, strangles, 1-1-2s, etc., it's best to have a stop loss. If you're trading an iron condor or a credit spread, you don't really need to, because they have the stop loss predefined with them. All right, I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, use these question little markers to learn what's going on, or shoot me a message using the chat box. All right, guys, see you in the next video.